Um, and it wouldn't really cost the government that much to give me a place to live. Maybe you could take some of that money that you made exploiting my kids and I online our entire lives. Maybe you could just take a couple few $1,000s of that and just like get some shitty trailer somewhere, buy some shitty old fucking Oldsmobile or something from like 1980, whatever, and just hook me. You could probably hook me up with what I needed to survive with like $3,000 or less. So like maybe you could dip into some of that money that you guys all fucking stole from me, or some of the exploitation money, or if there's any kind of money anywhere that the government actually fucking has access to that they could actually use for anything other than having people trafficked and drugged and killed and having their kids taken, or having them sexually assaulted, or any of the other number of things that you guys are really good at. It would also be really cool if you guys could like maybe even handle like a person's shelter or a person's security. That would be really fucking cool. Even if I just had a car to live in. I know that most of you think that a car is something that's really expensive. You can get on fucking Facebook Marketplace and find cars for like $1,000 and have them legal with like $300 or less. It would literally cost less than $1,500 for me to be driving again. Everyone has made sure that I don't have access to any of my own money. I don't have access to fucking anything or anyone. I've been out here for years now. It would be really, really, really fucking cool to get some real help. You guys have made sure that I can't get into any of the shelters without being run out by the people who run the place. You made sure I can't really get into any domestic violence shelters. The human trafficking hotline that you have is fake. I will be making a video about that because that's fucking severe. They have all these human trafficking posters all up in the ladies' rooms all the time, and they've got this human trafficking hotline and all this shit, and it doesn't matter which one of those hotlines you call, you will not get any help. And you're lucky if they actually answer the phone. Like sometimes they just put women on hold forever. And whenever you do actually talk to them, what they do is they get information from you, but they don't actually do anything to help you. So what they're doing is they're getting information from you that you know that you're being trafficked. And then they ask you who by. You know what I mean? They ask you all these questions to see if you know. But that's all they're doing. They're just getting your information, but it isn't to help you. Or they're going to ignore you and not help you. If you were to like... And you can even, like, anybody can do this. Anybody can start to text the like human trafficking hotline or whatever. You can text them until the cows come home. You can tell them all kinds of shit's going on. And their definition of what trafficking is actually different than what is actually happening, than what people are actually doing. The Human Trafficking Network, they have like 2 definitions of what trafficking is. And if you don't fall into those categories, then it means that you're not being trafficked. One of them is that you're being forced to work and not being given fair wages or not getting paid. But the more likely scenario for trafficking right now in the US is people being forced to not work. People being not allowed to work. They just made sure I wasn't allowed to work for the last like fucking couple years. That's real shit. They had a boss fucking poison me. I went into anaphylactic shock. I drove to another state to a hospital so that they could do blood work, so that they could pretend that I wasn't poisoned and that there was nothing in my blood. Even though I went into anaphylactic fucking shock for the first time in my entire life and was so fucked up, I really thought that I might die. Like that was actually one night that I remember like looking at my eyes in the mirror in my car and seeing them red and just knowing that like my brain, like that that I wasn't getting enough oxygen and that I was like dying and shit like that. And I was just looking into my own eyes, like as I thought I was dying. And like, I was just like so out there, like I was so fucked up from being in shock like that. And the reaction that I had, that I began to hallucinate. And I didn't know what to say or do. So I just wrote, "I love you" on Facebook. And I really, for a second, thought that would be like my last post. And that it would just be to whoever it thought that it resonated with them, I guess. So anyways, I haven't really been allowed to work, and that's been made severely fucking obvious. I mean, even before that job, they made sure that every fucking job that I've ever had was that the bosses and everyone around me made it really, really fucked up. Like, and they're pay, a lot of these bosses that run these companies are like, they're hooked on coke, they're hooked on all kinds of shit. So when you're paying one of these like really fucked up manipulative addicts to fuck with somebody, they really do take it overboard. The whole thing has been taken overboard. No one ever had to take any kind of tone with me. No one even so much had to take a fucking tone with me, which has happened on multiple levels that are fucking greatly unappreciated. I just wasn't that kind of person who needed all of that like hardcore bullshit. I was always a really sensitive person. I might have been a little bit of a yeller at times, but I was also like, I've always been like a pretty fucking sensitive person. So no one ever had to go out of their way to pretty much do any of this fucking shit to me. I've also been a really diplomatic person. People could have sat down and talked to me or anything, but when everyone's trying to steal your fucking money, there's not really anything to talk about. So, or when everybody's trying to cover up the fact that they're pedophiles and that you never fucking consented to any of their fucking bullshit, the way they're trying to pretend that you did by replacing you with a fucking porn star who they expect to just like be like, "Oh yeah, I totally consented to all of those videos. It was me," and shit. Like, it's a fucked up situation, you guys. Like, it's really difficult to explain the whole fucking story all at once. It really is. So you're just gonna have to fucking, I guess, catch it in parts and pieces. If you're one of the people who gives a fuck, which I can't imagine there being as many people who give a fuck as there are just traffickers and stalkers who are gonna watch my shit. But hopefully to God, there will eventually be like somewhat like normal, neutral people who sort of see this and like maybe even start kind of like caring, because yeah. Like it would just be a little bit easier for me, maybe, if I knew that people other than these losers and assholes were paying some kind of attention. I've heard tell that things are going to get better for me or whatever. I've been listening to that for a really long time, and things have not gotten better. Like, people aren't trying to like take me out as hard as they were, but like it's still, they're still doing it. Like, even if they're not like actively, you know what I mean? It's still attacks against me that completely diminish my quality of life. And I could understand maybe that going on for a little while. But this has been like a lifelong thing. And this stint of me being out here just like fucking years, dude. So fucking tired of being out here like this. Like, I wish that I could meet people who were actually trustworthy and actually good. I'm not sure where you would even find those people. You're not going to be able to just go into a church and find them. You're I'm not a hunter of people like you guys or whatever. So, and I'm not really that worried about finding anyone to help me with anything, I guess, but I am. You know what I mean? It's like I don't want to fucking ask anybody for help. I certainly don't want to live with anyone. I can't stand fucking living with people. I just can't stand other people at all. Like, I lived by myself for a really long time, and I began to do shit my own way. And I feel like that my way is generally the better way. And that's just how I am. Now, somebody can say, hey, I want to show you this other way to do it that's a little bit better. And if it is, I'll be like, fuck, that's awesome. Thank you for teaching me a better way. But until that happens, I think that I'm the one that has all the that has all the answers, that knows how to do it, and that nobody else knows how to do it right. Like I said, until you can come in to show me that you can do it right or that you can do it better, I'm going to think that I can do it better than you. The only help really that I need is for people to pray for me, people to listen to me, and it's really cool along the way when people actually do stop and help. Like, you know, an angel helped me get into this hotel room today because I don't have a driver's license because my fucking whore ass sisters or whoever fucking had my license stolen from me in Reno. Dude, they did a lot of shit in Reno. I can't even remember what the fuck I started this video talking about because I'm like so fucking tired. I sleep with a hat on every night, no matter what, even if I'm indoors pretty much. My hair gets fucking crazy. But I don't really give a shit because you guys have embarrassed and humiliated me and almost nearly completely fucking destroyed my life. But like, you can't steal my joy. You've been able to steal everything else, including my children. But I still do feel joy sometimes. I do still feel a little tinge of happiness at times. I'm definitely not happy. I haven't been happy in a long time. I'm not sure I've ever really been happy. And I know that I don't think that I've ever really trusted anybody in my whole life. And I don't understand why I would ever need to. You know, unless I am paying those people to protect me somehow or something, and then I guess I would need to trust them. But for any other reason, like, I don't ever plan on being in a relationship again after going through all of this. It's almost been like some weird brainwashing thing to make it to where like I would completely lose interest altogether in ever being with or even laying beside another human being or shaking hands or hugging or anything like that. Like, I'm super fucking repulsed by pretty much everyone. Like, and chicks are hot too. You wouldn't even be able to get me probably to lay beside like a hot chick at this point. Or a hot dude or any of that. Like, because I don't actually have a common respect for people the way that I used to. I don't love everyone like genuine, like agape, universal love. Like, I don't have that for everyone anymore. It's gone. It's leaning more towards like a universal hatred, a universal irritation. And it's really sad that it was all made to be that way because it never had to be that way. There's plenty of people that don't have to live like this. There's plenty of people who are able to pursue happiness, pursue life, liberty, happiness, peace. And I have not been able to do that. I have not been allowed to do that at all. And it's time for me to fucking relax and maybe try to get some rest because I only got like a few hours of sleep laying on the dude's floor while he was being a fucking nasty retard pervert. Which is what you guys get paid to do. You get paid to be nasty retard perverts. Or you get initiated into your little groups and gangs and organizations because you're a fucking nasty fucking perverted bitch. You suck each other's dicks. That's why you hate fucking females. You have them fucking just like run into ground like this because you guys all love fucking each other in the ass and sucking each other's dicks. Fucking losers.